So one thing someone may find is that when another person gets close to them, they end up pushing them away before long. And not only can this be confusing to them, it can also be incredibly confusing to the people who end up being pushed away by them. And if someone is pushed away by them, they can end up feeling rejected and they can believe that they have done something wrong. And although they've got this stuff going on, through being pushed away, it probably won't be possible for them to get hold of the other person, because they could call and text and they might not hear anything. And the reason why they will have been pushed away could be because the other person has a fear of being rejected. So in order to avoid being rejected by them, this person will have ended up pushing them away. So it's a way to prevent what they believe would happen. But the reality is that although someone can have this fear and can end up pushing someone away, it doesn't mean that the person who got close to them would actually reject them. And the reason why they can believe that they would be rejected if they allowed people to get close, or if they knew them for a prolonged period of time, can be because they feel worthless. They can believe that they are inherently flawed. And through being inherently flawed, if someone was to find out who they are, it's therefore going to be natural for them to be rejected. And what this can show is that during their early years, they may have been neglected or experienced some kind of abuse, and this would have caused them to believe that there is something inherently wrong with them. So in order to keep this pain at bay, they keep pushing people away. And this is going to cause them to have a very lonely existence. They're not going to be able to form deep connections with others, the kind of connections that will bring deep fulfillment to their life. So if someone can relate to this, it will be vital for them to think about how they are not inherently flawed. There is nothing inherently wrong with them. And that the only reason they have this belief, or perhaps the only reason, is because of how these people treated them, and how they were treated has got more to do with their caregivers, or everything to do with their caregivers, and very little or nothing to do with them. So if you can relate to this and you see that you push people away, it might be a good idea for you to reach out for external support from a therapist or a healer, or maybe a support group, so that you can start to realize the truth, which is there is nothing inherently wrong with you. And this may be a time when you will need to change your beliefs and work through emotional wounds. But through doing this, you will be able to open yourself up to others. And this will allow you to live a life that is far more fulfilling than it currently is. So please reach out for support if you can relate to this.